In my past, I had some experiences even before I went to law school, where I had to deal with the bureaucracy of the Dutch government. And already I was about age of 20, and I noticed already how difficult it was for me to get through the system, and to understand the system and to know what I should do to get through the system. So that was an early experience that I always took with me. When I started working in the legal sphere, I initially have worked a lot in developing areas. So I worked a lot in East Africa, a lot of in Kenya specifically, but also Uganda and Rwanda and some other stuff. So basically, in the areas in the world where there is where people have less than $2 a day to spend. And it's interesting to see what happens there. When you walk around, you see that the legal system and judges and lawyers are really far away from people. And I think 100% of the people living in those areas will never see a lawyer and will never see a courtroom. But despite that fact, you see that in every community, some kind of small informal court system exists. And it's really fascinating to see that the functions of these court systems are the same as the functions as we have in our countries. So you see some kind of judge, which can be a chief, or which can be an older person who is respected, or which can be the principal of a school. They more or less take the role of a neutral. And basically they are judges. And there's always people who know how they dealt with these kind of issues in the past, who will propose these kind of solutions, who have typically the role of a lawyer. So that's where I started my access to justice journey. And I also saw that these people, specifically when I was walking around in the streets of Nairobi, I noticed that all of these people had at least 2 or 3 mobile phones, and it weren't smartphones like these, but they had like the 20-year-old Nokia telephones. Maybe you remember them. And it was amazing for me to see what they did with these telephones. So a local telecom provider had created a system where people could use these telephones to do their banking. So they created bank accounts that were connected to their telephone number, and with a simple SMS, they could transfer money from one each other. There was a market for job opportunities also running on these telephones, and even doctors were offering first-line medical advice using these telephones in a completely automated way. And I think that's where I got the idea first of seeing how we could use these telephones for access to justice. So that's where I made my first steps in integrating technology on access to justice. And we built this platform that ran on these 20-year-old Nokias, and it was connecting people who were living in slum areas or in rural areas, far away from the big courthouses, far away from the big law firms. But we use these telephones to connect them to a basic FAQ, frequently asked question, chatbot, where they could answer, where they could get their questions answered. And ultimately, if this wasn't sufficient, we helped them to connect these people with lawyers living in the big cities. And I already saw there that this had huge potential. It was relatively easy to create some impact. So later, when I started working more with Supreme Courts and ministries of justice in other parts of the world, I took these experiences and the lessons that I learned there, and I tried to use them in these completely different environments.